You walk through the glass doors and feel it before you even reach your desk. That heavy air, the kind that doesn't come from bad ventilation, but from something less visible and harder to escape. The smiles are thin, if they happen at all. The greetings sound like obligations. Eyes flick up from screens when you pass, not out of curiosity, but calculation. You can't name it in those first seconds of the day, but you know what it is. This place is toxic. It didn't start that way. When you first joined, the building seemed alive with energy. People dressed sharp, walked fast, spoke in clipped, confident tones. The office had that polished look. Glass walls, branded mugs, clean lines that made everything seem efficient. You thought you'd found a place that was going somewhere, and you wanted to be part of it. You noticed the pressure, sure, but you told yourself it was just ambition, the cost of working in a high-performing company. The first weeks were almost exciting. There was a buzz in the air, and you felt it in your own pace. You stayed late, wanting to prove yourself. You answered emails instantly, spoke up in meetings, volunteered for extra work. And people noticed. You felt like you belonged in the game. But slowly, the edges started to show. Compliments came with strings attached. Feedback felt more like warning shots. You realized that in this place, being noticed wasn't always a good thing. The mornings set the tone. You walk in with your coffee and feel the undercurrent immediately. Conversations stop when you enter a room. People switch windows on their screens. There's a constant hum of competition, the kind that's never acknowledged out loud, but shapes every interaction. You learn quickly that here, trust is a liability. The hierarchy is rigid but unofficial. The org chart tells one story. The real power lines tell another. Certain people can speak freely, challenge ideas, admit mistakes. Others, most others, learn to keep their thoughts to themselves. You figure out who has influence, not from their title, but from how others react when they speak. You figure out who to avoid from the tension that follows them like a shadow. The grind ledger in a toxic corporate office is brutal because it's not just about the work, it's about the constant mental navigation. Body. The stress lives in your muscles. Your shoulders ache from the unconscious hunch. Your jaw tightens without you realizing it. You wake with headaches that don't come from sleep position, but from dread. Mind. You're in a state of hypervigilance, scanning every meeting for tone shifts, every email for subtext. You replay conversations in your head, looking for signs you said the wrong thing. Money. The paycheck keeps you here longer than you should stay. It's enough to make you hesitate about leaving, not enough to make the daily grind feel worth it. Time. Hours disappear into pointless meetings that exist only to prove someone's relevance. Late nights are common, not because of the workload, but because you can't risk leaving before certain people do. Relationships. Work friends are careful alliances. Loyalty is situational. Today's ally can be tomorrow's competitor. The first collapse happens when you realize you're not doing the job you were hired for anymore. You're doing the job of surviving the environment. The work is secondary to the politics. The actual tasks are buried under managing perceptions, defending decisions, protecting yourself from being the target. False dawns appear as leadership changes. A new manager arrives, promising transparency, collaboration, a fresh start. For a few weeks, things feel lighter. The rules seem fairer, people speak more openly. But the culture is stronger than any one person, and it swallows new leadership whole. The same games return, the same unwritten rules reassert themselves. The optimism fades. The small things wear you down. The way emails are copied to extra people as a power move. The way credit for good work floats upward, while blame for failures sinks down. The way meetings become stages for certain people to posture, while decisions get made in private afterward. You notice how the same few names keep appearing on special projects and development opportunities. And they're not the names of the hardest workers. The second collapse comes when you stop speaking up. You used to offer ideas, challenge plans you knew wouldn't work, but too many times your input was ignored or quietly punished. You learn to nod, to save your energy, to keep your head down. You stop looking for ways to make things better and focus on getting through the week without being pulled into drama. Your body reacts to the environment even when your mind tries to adapt. Your heart rate spikes when you see certain names in your inbox. You feel a knot in your stomach during all-hands meetings, knowing that big announcements here rarely mean anything good. Even small interactions carry a charge. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a compliment that feels like setup for something else. By now, you've learned the survival skills. Never write anything in an email you wouldn't want forwarded. Never vent to someone unless you're absolutely sure they won't repeat it. Document everything, every request, every change in scope, every deadline shift. Learn to sound agreeable without committing to anything. Retirement feels abstract here because most people don't make it that long. They burn out, get pushed out, or leave before the toll becomes too visible. You wonder how many careers have been shortened not by incompetence, but by environments like this. The saddest part isn't leaving, it's realizing how much of yourself you've reshaped to fit, how many opinions you've swallowed, how many times you've chosen silence over truth. How much of your day is spent managing the room instead of doing the work that once gave you pride. And that's why it sucks to be working 9 to 5 in a toxic corporate office. If you're ready to stop trading your life for a paycheck, check the links in the description. You'll find step-by-step resources to start your own faceless YouTube channel. No camera, no boss, no commute. Escape the rat race and start your way out today.